Welcome back to our weekly market wrap-up. Equity benchmarks fell sharply this week amid weak economic data, concerns over GDP growth, and record lows for the rupee. Global inflation and geopolitical tensions further fueled market volatility. So stay tuned, and by the end of this video we'll unpack the key drivers behind these losses and what lies ahead. This week, the Sensex declined 2.3% and the Nifty 50 fell 2.4%. The mid-cap index declined 5.7%, while the small-cap index sank 6%. This sell-off reflected weak sentiment amid global and domestic economic concerns. Let's take a look at this week's key economic updates. India's HSBC India Services PMI for December rose to 59.3, the highest in 4 months. The Composite Output Index also strengthened, reaching 59.2. Forex reserves fell by $4.112 billion to an 8-month low of $640.2 billion. GDP growth is projected to slow to a 4-year low of 6.4% for FY25 due to weak industrial and investment activity, though growth is expected to pick up in the year's second half. China's services PMI rose to 52.2 in December, marking the fastest expansion in 7 months. However, consumer price inflation dipped slightly to 0.1% year-on-year. Euro area inflation climbed to 2.4% in December from 2.2% in November. In the US, job openings increased by 259,000 to 8.098 million, and the services PMI rose to 54.1 from 52.1 in November. Among this week's top gainers, PTC Industries surged 18.6%, strengthening its position in the global aerospace supply chain by commissioning its VR facility. SRF jumped 13.8% as the refrigerant gas market saw price hikes of up to 200% in the US. Vijaya Bank rose 11.6%, reaching all-time highs amidst positive momentum. On the downside, among the losers, we had Key C International fell 20.2% on profit booking due to high valuations. Kalyan Jewelers dropped 19.4% despite reporting 39% YoY sales growth, signaling profit-taking. Union Bank declined 16.5% after a weak Q3 business update, showing muted growth in deposits and advances. A quick highlight from the unlisted equity space: interest remains strong in companies like MSEI, NSE, OIO, Farmisi, CSK, NSDL, Vikram Solar, and Tata Capital. HDB Financial Services began IPO roadshows, targeting a Rs 500 crore raise. Here's what to watch in the week ahead. India's retail inflation, CPI data for December will be released on the 13th of January 2025, followed by WPI inflation on the 14th of January 2025, and balance of trade data on the 15th of January 2025. Major Q3 earnings reports from companies like Infosys, Reliance Industries, Avenue Supermarts, HCL Technologies, HDFC AMC, HDFC Life Insurance Company, and Axis Bank are due next week. China's balance of trade data for December will release on the 13th of January 2025. China's Q4 GDP, industrial production, and retail sales data for December will release on the 17th of January 2025. US producer price inflation for December will release on the 14th of January 2025. US core inflation rate data will release on the 15th of January 2025, and US retail sales data will release on the 16th of January 2025. That wraps up this week's market highlights. Next week, market movements will likely be influenced by Q3 earnings reports, global economic updates, and investor sentiment. Subscribe to Tikona Capital for more insights and wealth-building opportunities from the themes of the decade. Visit us at tikonacapital.smallcase.com to explore thematic investments in the Amrit Kaal. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. See you next week.